This parking screen is interesting because it treats trust as something the driver can recognize. Before the car moves, the planned route is already doing work. It gives the driver a familiar shape to read. A person who has parked many times can look at the space and quickly feel whether the entry path makes sense. That feeling comes from driving memory. When people park by themselves, they build a quiet sense of how the car enters a space. They remember the rough turning angle. They remember how the vehicle body lands up before it settles into the final position. So when automated parking shows the route, the user is comparing that route with past experience. The system plan becomes believable when it feels close to the movement the driver already understands. This is why the visual path matters. The car is handling the parking task, but trust still passes through the driver's own memory. If the route feels familiar, the user can accept the automation faster. On this page, I would focus on planned route. The route gives the driver a short mental preview of the next few seconds. The user can read the parking space, follow the direction of movement, and compare the displayed path with a familiar parking habit. This comparison is where trust starts to form. The driver is not evaluating the algorithm directly. They are evaluating whether the car's next movement feels understandable from the scene in front of them. That is a very practical kind of trust. The user sees how the vehicle enters the space, so the final parked position feels reachable before the system finishes the action. The interface is turning system planning into a human-readable driving intention. This also changes how we understand automated parking UI. The screen is not only a control surface. It becomes a place where the user checks whether the machine behavior matches their own sense of the driving situation. When the displaced route fits the driver's memory, the system feels less like a hidden decision maker. It feels more like a movement the user can follow. For intelligent cockpit design, this is the important mechanism here. Automation becomes easier to trust when the interface gives the user a familiar reference point. The system does the parking, but the user still looks for a reason to believe that movement.